When I was a little kid, my dad used to take me to Crandall's, which I loved, and I always wanted to get the most expensive or the biggest steak on the menu, or the lobster or the ribs. I was, I just couldn't control myself. That's what I always wanted. I've always been a carnivore. I'm not quite sure why, but I've always had an appreciation for that kind of food and that style of food. These are some of our specialty cuts here at the Tornado Steakhouse. We have our 16-ounce top sirloin. We also have our house specialty, which is the 20-ounce bone-in tenderloin. It's kind of a special cut. It's like the tenderloin side of a T-bone, only cut very thick. We also have our 28-ounce bone-in ribeye. It's probably really like 36-ounce, but we want to make sure people order it. Otherwise, they'll be afraid to order a 36-ounce steak. Well, on Fridays we do our version of a Wisconsin fish fry, and what we serve is our fresh lake perch. It's yellow perch from Lake Superior. We pan fry it with shallots, white wine, lemon, thyme, and parsley. It's a lot lighter than most fish fries because it is pan fried. At the Tornado, we bake all our bread early in the morning. We do a kind of a traditional multi-grain loaf. It's sort of an herb bread with fresh dill and onions. It's about drama in a lot of ways, and you want to get people's attention, and I don't believe in skimping. I mean, I know some of it is a little ridiculous, but I think it adds to the effect of what a steakhouse should be.
If you're going to eat steaks in Madison, it's the only place to go. I mean, it's an institution.
I think it's been, a good restaurant, and people seem to like it.
But this whole restaurant's sort of a time warp, and when you come here, you could imagine yourself being here in the 1950s or 60s, and there's nothing in here to really remind you that you're not, other than like our cash register. You could immerse yourself in this restaurant and believe that you're somewhere, some other time. These bar stools I actually had made. I call them the Elvis Presley of bar stools. I think they're beautiful, and I think they really go with the restaurant. The booths themselves I designed and I actually built with a friend of mine. They do actually work quite well. They're kind of small, but I've seen 6 or 7 people in one of these little booths, on a busy bar night. I've always liked our neighborhood. It is, in my mind, the last little bit of Skid Row left in Madison. It's just sort of a ramshackle block of a number of different bars, each one very different. There's sort of a kind of a tattoo biker bar called the Paradise. There's a gay bar called the Shamrock. There's Jenna's, which is the closest thing you get to a college bar. There's even a massage parlor that's called the Rising Sun, which has been there since the early 70s. Yeah, I think the future of the supper club, as long as people appreciate nostalgia, steaks, and generous portions, I think supper clubs are going to be here for a while.